All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Tres Hombres. I am your host, Tayton, and I am once again joined by my co hosts, Mason
Hello.
and Ethan.
Hello.
And today we will be talking about Poppy Playtime.
Ooh.
Yeah, so basically, I think chapter 3 came out like sometime in the last week. I forgot, like 3 or
Wasn't
4.
it yesterday?
Was it yesterday?
I thought so, cause
Oh, yeah. It was, wait, no, it was the day before yesterday.
oh okay.
It's like I think as of the time of recording, it came out the day before yesterday, and so Mason and I, well, you didn't play it, did you?
No, I
Yeah,
I
we watched.
watched.
Yeah, so we watched people. We watched people play it, and today we are going to give our thoughts while also trying to teach Ethan about Poppy Playtime because he has no idea what the game is about.
Well, I know some idea. I just didn't know a third game came out today.
Or not a
Or
third game, a
yesterday.
third chapter.
Maybe you
Alright.
should tell us what your background is.
Yeah, like what do you know about Poppy Playtime so far, Mr.
Okay. So I know you're in this facility. It's like I don't know, a Chuck E. Cheese facility, and then you go around with these with these hands, and you try to solve puzzles. While there's this big, tall, blue Smurf guy chasing you around with very sharp teeth, and you just solve puzzles. That's about it. That's all I know.
So
I know there's a very scary chase scene in the vents.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes.
Right.
No, it's the world's most physics-defying toy factory. Like it's a toy factory with like an entire giant cave underground orphanage dome, apparently. Yeah, every chapter it seems to get more ridiculous. But yeah, so basically the main premise is you are a former employee and you got a letter supposedly from your old coworkers telling you to go back to the factory and you want to find out what happened to them because they all kind of just vanished.
Wow.
So then that's when chapter 1 takes place. You get inside the building and you try to go deeper into the factory, but then you get chased by the blue Smurf looking thing that's called Huggy Wuggy.
Dude,
That was their security system.
I hate the names of every single toy in this
Well,
game.
yeah, I mean, you got to think they were made for. It's pretending they're toys made for '90s kids. Of course, their names are gonna sound really corny.
I know, but I just can't take it seriously when you're being chased by a hockey wall.
Oh no, Huggy Wuggy is going to kill you.
Oh.
But yeah, so basically, you go through the vent thing, you knock Huggy Wuggy off into the abyss, and he dies. And then you take a doll out of a case. Okay, and that's where chapter 1 ends. Chapter 2 begins by you carrying the doll around, and then she gets dragged into a hole, and you jump in the hole after her. And then it's revealed that, oh, big. You know, like those old toys where it was like the sticky hands where you could kind of like throw it?
Yeah.
Slap it? Yeah. So that's the next toy. Her name is Mommy Longlegs.
Wow.
And I bet you can guess what animal that's based off of.
Spider.
A crocodile.
Is it
No, I'm
actually?
kidding. No, yeah, it was a spider. Yeah, it's a pink,
Crocodile.
the pink stretchy spider, and you just run around what essentially is a whole like arcade, like an educational playground facility under the factory, right? And then you okay, blah blah blah. You get the doll back. You murder the mommy long legs, and then you get on a train, which brings you even deeper underground, where you crash, and then that's where chapter 3 begins. And then you where does it begin again? You're just like at the bottom. Oh yeah, you go into the orphanage. So there's a factory, then a play care, and then a orphanage
Wow.
underground, and there's a whole like rip off Jurassic Park scene where like you're on a you go on like this cable car and the guy is like playing exposition audio and it's like, oh, welcome to play care, and you just see like this giant freaking dome underground and like this giant cave, and then, like I don't understand how the factory even exists, or whatever. You go inside the orphanage, you turn on the power, and then this is where you turn on power, you route the power to a statue, and then you change the room the gas is in, right? I think.
So when I was watching my guy, like play it, I saw like you had to have like so many power stations. I was like, heck no, I am definitely gonna hate this game. And so you just have to go on an adventure to like restore power to like, I don't know, like 5
Yeah, 5 are like
places.
the house. Yeah, you just it's like a fetch quest. You just go into 5 different buildings, you solve puzzles, and you turn on the power. And then each little building has like its own monster. Like the what's it called? The school has that Mrs. Delight. She's basically like a weeping angel. So when you don't look
Oh
at her,
yeah.
I mean, she only appears for like one chase scene. You just yeah, that was it.
Did your guy manage to die to miss the light, Tayton?
I think so. He was doing some really stupid things. He was trying to like, cause he's a speed runner, so he was trying to like glitch the game, and he kept dying.
Uh
Uh,
my guy was kind of not so high IQ, so he tried to do like ring around the rosy around the teacher, and he ended up dying. I feel like it's really easy to dodge that character because all
Yeah.
you have to do is
Like-
actually just look at her.
yeah, that and the chase scene's literally just like corner, 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 and yeah, that's kind of it. And then I think in the playhouse there was the dog, right? Like the dog torso that gets.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, like there's the mini little plushies, and they like crawl inside of a sentient dog, giant dog, and then they like eat out his insides and then become the dog.
Wow.
They puppet its corpse.
I
And
thought-
then there's another linear chase scene with the dog chasing you.
Lots of linear chase scenes.
Yes.
I thought the little tiny puppet animal things were the scariest part of the game.
Yeah, that because like they come out of everywhere, and you kind of have like to use your flares to try and scare them off with the bright lights.
Yeah.
I think that's for like that's the only other aside from the main guy. That's like the only enemy in the game. Yeah, just the
Yeah.
yeah. It's like the main villain of this chapter is this giant cat with like really long legs called Catnap, and his whole gimmick is that he basically produces red gas, which makes you fall asleep and have very violent nightmares.
Wow.
And he basically worships this other monster called the Prototype, where he basically sees him as a god and made shrines and killed everyone who did not like that god. That's why the dog was hung up in the basement. But yeah, he's the main villain, and he makes bad gas. And the boss fight is just you against a really weird looking spider cat thing. And it's just Five Nights at Freddy's. You use the steam when you see him coming down the halls.
So another Five Nights at Freddy's. Let's
Yes.
go.
And then in the end, you just electric shock him, which catches him on fire, and then he gets his head stabbed by the god he once worshipped.
I thought they were gonna do like the little god reference where they were like, you know that one
Yeah, like-
painting?
Wait, oh yeah, where it's like God's like on a cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did do that, but then
Oh.
instead he just shoved his hand through his head and murdered him. And now they are. Yep, that's supposed to. Okay, so I'm guessing chapter 4 is supposed to be the last one, because in chapter 3, Poppy was like, "Oh yeah, so Catnap is the last obstacle sent by the Prototype." So I'm guessing chapter 4 will be the final chapter in the game. I think originally they were gonna have 5, because when the game first came out, there was a chapter select screen where it said like 1 through 5, but you could only do 1 because that was the only one that came out. But I think they probably changed it halfway through. But yeah, that is the plot. Oh wait, yeah, and then the ending is you go down an elevator, and then the pink Huggy Wuggy, the girl called Kissy Missy.
Wow. What
Sa-
fun. What creative names.
Yes.
Kissy Wissy.
No, the Kissy Missy.
Oh.
Yeah, it's big, very, very important.
Yes, the names are very important.
Yeah. And so she turns on the elevator for you and Poppy the doll to go downstairs, but then you hear her screaming, but then the elevator door shuts closed, and then Poppy's like, no, and then the game cuts to black and it's credits and it's it.
Wow.
Yeah, another cliffhanger, although I feel like that part was kind of lame. Like, okay.
Yeah, I didn't really care about The pink.
Yeah, we saw her for like 5 minutes. Actually, I think maybe even less than that, depending on how fast you play the game. But yeah,
My player guy, he kept on shooting the flares at the little man, the little people in the tunnels and stuff. And whenever they, like screamed and then tried to run back to their hole, the little guys would end up running back towards him. So my player,
kept dying.
yeah, no, he just kept on screaming. Like he shot them and then they ran straight towards him. And he started freaking out because they all started running towards him. He's standing right on the spawn. That's why. Oh my god.
Yeah, we should all play Poppy Playtime Chapter 3.
Oh, I think it's pretty bad game.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like compared to the first two games, it's definitely way longer.
Yeah.
But even though it's way longer, I feel like the game actually is super boring. Like, if I was supposed to describe it, like chapter 1 and chapter 2 were short. Chapter 1 was really short. Chapter 2 was like longer, but still kind of short. But basically, the whole kind of gameplay cycle is, it's like a linear kind. It's like how COD is with shooters. It's like a linear game where you just go one way, and then there's some cinematic. Like obviously, there's a couple puzzles sprinkled here and there, and then there's like a couple, like a chase scene here and maybe a chase scene there, and some kind of climactic boss fight, and like I put fight in quotes because you're not really fighting them, and then the monster dies and you move on. But chapter 3 is like, it's like 90% puzzles.
Yeah.
Like it's all just puzzles, and there's only like 3 chase scenes. Wait, no, 2. Cause
Miss Delight.
yeah, there's Miss Delight
Dog.
and the dog. Catnap never really has a chase scene. He just kind of spawns for the final fight. Again, fight in quotation marks. It's just Five Nights at Freddy's Steam doors. Yeah, like it's a really long game, but most of it's just you putting batteries into sockets and then doing the electric puzzle things, and it's kind of boring when you do it for like 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah. My guy took 4 hours, and putting the batteries in the socket was really buggy for him. He whenever he shot at it, like it just fell right out of the socket. It was like, so during the final fight, he was screaming because
It wouldn't work.
Yeah, the batteries weren't going in the sockets, and he kept on calling the catnap guy catnip. So he was just screaming.
Honestly, I think compared to Mommy Longlegs and Huggy Wuggy, I kind of like Catnap's design the most. Mostly because it like leans the most into like a more horror aspect. Like Huggy Wuggy and Mommy Longlegs literally look like the giant version of the toys.
Yeah.
But Catnap already looks like a deformed version, and then during the final boss fight, he does look a bit creepier after he transforms. Like not super scary, but I think still pretty like better than the other two.
Yeah. There was when the Huggy Wuggy came out of the screen.
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
What was that?
Basically, I think what happened was that whole thing was a nightmare.
Oh.
Because you went in a house, and then you go to that room. It comes out of the TV, and then you die, and then you just wake up on the floor by the entrance, I think. So I think you entered. Maybe you got gassed or something. But then because that was before you get the gas mask.
Okay.
But chapter 3 was also a giant exposition dump. Like in chapters 1 and 2, the only dialogue you had was like a couple lines from the Poppy doll, and then the VHS tapes that gave like little hit bits of lore. And then chapter 3 comes, and then the Poppy doll literally goes on and on about, oh yeah, it was the prototype. He's behind all of this. It's bigger. This is bigger than all of us. I could not let you leave. He killed everyone. And she literally shows you like a VHS tape of all the monsters killing everyone. And then this chapter is like a giant. And then there's also the VHS tapes still. but you get prototype voice confirmed in one of the VHS tape. I think the
Oh,
VHS
okay.
tape in the boss room, it was like the head researcher interview, like talking to the prototype. Yeah, and then yeah, that's
I skipped all of the tapes, which was probably maybe only one of the good parts of the game.
yeah. It's like it's. I like the tapes because they give you like lore, but like you kind of have to think about it. Like, oh, this kid is like, oh look, these people are trying to find their kid at the orphanage, but it says testing, and you know, like kind of links back to what you've seen in the other games where like they were testing on the kids and stuff. I'd rather that. I would rather they just give lore through little tidbits of VHS instead of Poppy just like spending 5 minutes talking to you about the prototype
Yeah.
only for you. She's like, oh, we can stop this. Okay, well, I'm gonna go run away now. You go do everything else. Bye bye. Like, yeah, okay, we can stop this. But yeah, let me do all the work.
I
Yeah.
agree that she was just the like the story for this is just horrible. She was like, you don't know what really happened here, and then like, okay, then tell me what happened.
She doesn't. She doesn't even tell you. She just shows you at the end, like, oh yeah, we called it the hour of joy.
Was the
Wow.
quality on the VHS tape like really bad for you? I was
For the hour
actually
of joy.
like the part where they kill
Oh
everybody.
yeah, yeah. That one was. It wasn't meant to be like a fully animated scene. It was like a slideshow kind of thing.
Yeah, but like I was like actually like squinting. I have like my screen up to my face, and I was just squinting at the camera. I was
It
like,
doesn't help
I don't
that
know.
like you can't see the thing in full screen. It's just on that tiny little TV.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I think because of that, like the resolution wasn't that good, and combined with the VHS effect, kind of makes it hard to see.
I was looking at all the little people, and then I just see like some kind of weird blob thing, and I'm like, what? And then everyone's like knocked out or something, and I'm like,
Yeah, the end scenes were so goofy. It just shows like some of the locations you've been to before, like the Huggy Wuggy room and the orphanage, like the main
oh
area.
yeah, yeah,
And it just shows like like the asset corpses. Like so they look so flat and generic, and they're just like copy pasted everywhere. And I was like, of all like they had the whole game was actually pretty visually. It was pretty good.
yeah.
Except for that one VHS where it just looks like they put so little effort into like the corpses, and I was just like, dude, those look like 3D models. Like they have like polygon like sides. But yeah, that's maybe next game they can focus on. I mean that's like a little tidbit, but maybe next game they can try and lean a bit off the like the direct exposition, and maybe try to make the game seem less tedious, because it's right now it's just a bunch of puzzles, and like maybe like I liked the mommy longlegs final little battle because that was like this open area where you had to like run around and solve puzzles while avoiding mommy longlegs using like the mechanics they introduced in that game. Like you could grapple up into hiding spots in the ceiling, you could close door, like you could hide in furnaces, but you had to actually like grab the doors and close them to hide from her instead of just like, you know, pressing a button. Chapter 3 is just take battery, put it in computer, slap electric socket, slap steam button.
Wow.
And I was
Oh.
like, dude, that's so like it's just like compared to the other chapter, it was just so unoriginal. And then it's literally just a timer. Like it's a timed boss fight, and then you just win.
Yeah, I hate how they did not use the other two hands because you get 3 hands
Yeah.
in the game.
Like they give you three new hands? No,
Maybe
two.
2 new, and
They
then
give you-
one is the old one. But
Yeah, they give you 2 new hands, and they use like none of them in the final boss fight.
or they use
So they
like,
used the purple one just so you
Yeah.
can reach the area to press the button. But
that
that's
was like you should be able to use a flare gun to like I don't know stun the guy.
yeah,
or-
maybe they should have had like more like I feel like they could have better incorporated the literal new mechanics they introduced, because each one was like used for, because of how big the game was, they used each mechanic like oh no, they used the purple one quite a bit, mostly just for you to parkour over gaps or get to higher levels. The flare gun is used in one section, and just one section, and they never use it again. And I'm like,
The left hand does not change, does it?
no, it's not. It's just used to open the door with the blue handprint button.
I feel like one hand could have just been like an electricity one, and then the other one could have been the flare gun. That way, you could like electric shock the ground or something, and then like fly up. Don't know.
Buy upgrades for your hand. But yeah, like I said, I think chapter 4 will be the final one. So hopefully they kind of. It'll probably take like another year or two to come out. How long? I think it took like over a year to make this one.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
wow.
so.
But that was also because they were making the other game, that multiplayer Dead by Daylight style
Oh,
project, Playtime
Ooh.
or something.
Yeah, that's the one it's called.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it'll probably take another year, maybe year and a half to make part 4. Hopefully they kind of fix some of these issues like the gameplay. But
Yeah.
otherwise, I think it's a pretty decent chapter 3, but not much of an improvement overall. in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I think they're getting worse. I don't know.
Yeah, it just seems like they get more tedious and more scary. But yeah, that is. What do you think, Ethan? After everything we've told you, what do you think of Poppy Playtime?
I'd probably not play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
How
mean,
much does it cost?
Yeah, it costs money.
I mean,
How
it's,
much?
yeah.
Do you know?
I think it's like $25
Wow, that's a lot.
Okay.
And they were still getting a lot of sales. I mean, what are the reviews like?
Actually, we should check the reviews.
Yeah. And then compare it with the other games.
Poppy Playtime is 34% off on Steam right now.
Oh.
It costs. Oh no, it only costs $15 base price, which is still for like 4 hours of just puzzles.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Oh, what's the reviews at? It is very positive right now. 85% of 1,300 reviews are positive.
What about the other games? Maybe
They have to be better than the third one, I think.
I'd hope.
maybe like
they are.
90% at least.
The base one is mostly positive. 79% of 57,000 reviews.
Okay, I guess I kind of have to wait then.
And that's only, I think the base game is free. Okay, the base game is free, but that's because the chapter 1's really short. And then chapter 2 is mostly positive as well. 71% of 8,000 reviews. So yeah, they're all rated pretty positively. It's just that, I don't know. I didn't really like chapter 3.
Yeah.
They hyped it up so much, and it was just like, you know. And like in the trailer, I think one of the things in the trailer they really emphasized like a shrine he had made to like the prototype, and it was like, yeah, it is his god, and like they showed all that kind of creepy imagery. Dude, the shrine was literally just a tiny little thing in like a cave. Like you're walking to the next area in a cave, and the shrine is just a little thing on like a side little like section that you can only just look at from the bridge, and it's like, oh, okay.
Wow.
I think I skipped the shrine.
Yeah, me too. I had to go back to find it.
Oh.
Yeah, it was yeah, they really did not lean into like all the stuff they were kind of hyping up in the trailer. But yeah, that is my view on the Poppy Playtime chapter 3. And with that is all the time we have for today. So thank you all for tuning in. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we hope you tune in next episode where we will talk about something else. All right.
Yay.
Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.